Welcome to our channel. Today, we're exploring a home that redefines privacy and modern design. Nestled in the bustling city of Thiruvananthapuram, India, the brick lattice house by Gehry Srinivas Architects is a masterclass in blending tradition with innovation. Let's dive in. Situated on a compact 222 square meter plot, this residence faces the challenge of being overlooked by 3 floors of classroom from a neighboring educational institution. The client's a doctor, an engineer, and their son desired a sanctuary that offered both privacy and a sense of openness. The solution is striking brick lattice facade that serves as both a protective screen and a design statement. The architects embraced a minimalist approach, opting for a cuboid form with a slight slant to the front elevation, maximizing the built-up area. The perforated brick lattice not only ensures privacy, but also facilitates natural ventilation, allowing cool breezes to permeate the interior spaces. This thoughtful design balances openness with seclusion, creating a serene living environment amidst urban chaos. The ground floor features a double car porch, a sit-out area, separate living and dining rooms, 2 bedrooms with attached dress rooms and bathrooms, an open kitchen, and adjacent work and utility areas, large windows in the living room and guest bedroom open to the front lawn, extending the sense of space. The first floor houses twin suite bedrooms with walk-through dress areas, complemented by multifunctional spaces for a home library. Study. Inside, the home exudes warmth and simplicity. A double-height exposed brick light well anchors the dining area, bringing in natural light and enhancing the spatial experience. A narrow internal courtyard, adorned with plants and bathed in sunlight from above, adds a dynamic element, changing its ambience throughout the day. Custom-built furniture and a cohesive color palette of brick tones and soft furnishings contribute to the home's inviting atmosphere. The brick lattice house is a testament to sustainable living. The use of locally sourced materials reduces the carbon footprint, while the brick lattice facade minimizes the need for artificial lighting and cooling. The design promotes natural ventilation and daylighting, reducing energy consumption and fostering a healthier indoor environment. This project pays homage to Kerala's rich architectural heritage while embracing contemporary design principles. The exposed brickwork, a traditional material, is reimagined in a modern context, showcasing the versatility and timeless appeal of local craftsmanship. The integration of landscaping elements within the building envelope further connects the home to its cultural and environmental roots. The brick lattice house exemplifies how thoughtful design can transform challenges into opportunities by prioritizing privacy, sustainability, and cultural relevance. Gehry Srinivas Architects have created a home that is both innovative and deeply connected to its context. It's a shining example of how modern architecture can respect tradition while pushing boundaries. If you found this tour inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more architectural explorations. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of this unique approach to built atop the silent mouth of an extinct volcano? This house doesn't just sit on the land, it remembers its fire. Nestled in the rugged coastal hills of Notdinary, Ecuador, Kosovo is not your typical retreat. It's a rock concrete echo chamber where architecture and geology share the same language: time, erosion, and silence. Designed by Emilio Lopez Herrera, an architect known for his philosophical approach to materiality and memory. The home was imagined as a kind of modern ruin. A home that looks like it was always there even before it was built. From a distance, the house feels like a piece of the mountain. Angular, heavy, still. But step inside, and you'll find space, not rooms, fluid spatial fields that blend one into another. Without doors or corridors, it's a home defined by movement, not division. The owners, a writer and a ceramicist, left behind the noise of city life in Quito. They wanted to live closer to silence, closer to the sky. Here, the forest is dry, the air carries salt, and the stars aren't dimmed by any artificial light dot at night. The only thing you hear is wind moving through the stone. They describe life here as a kind of return, not just to cooking without a microwave, sleeping when it gets dark, walking to the nearby village for fresh bread every morning. The village, Iyombe, is small, just a few hundred people, is cool, and a line of homes hugging the edge of the forest. It's a place where people know your name and strangers wave from their porches. On weekends, locals gather under the mango trees to share stories, coffee, and music. Time flows differently here, and the home reflects that slowness. Built with no air conditioning. It uses orientation, cross-ventilation, and their concrete walls to stay cool. It's sustainable not because it has solar panels or smart devices, but because it requires so little. To begin with, the architect chose concrete, untreated and exposed, to let the weather shape the house over time. No paint, no polish. Just nature taking its course. The walls bear the mark of the wooden formwork that shaped them, a visible memory of the process. Like a fossil of its own making, light filters in from narrow vertical slits and wide horizontal openings, each one perfectly aligned with the sun's trajectory, offering shade in the hot hours and golden light at dusk. In a world obsessed with speed, this home invites you to pause. To feel the air. To notice the shadows moving across a wall. To be part of something ancient and alive. This is not just architecture, it's geology turned into shelter. A thoughtful presence, and a reminder. What if your home could evolve with you? Embracing the past while welcoming the future.
Welcome to the Brighton House, a harmonious blend of heritage and modernity, crafted by the visionary minds at FIGR Architecture and Design.
Nestled in Gehry, Australia, this 225 square meters residence stands as a testament to thoughtful design and personal history. Originally acquired in the 1970s, the home has been a canvas for the family's evolving needs, culminating in this latest transformation completed in 2021. Brighton's sea breeze has a way of softening even the hardest days, and this home was built to welcome it in. FIGR's approach was not to erase the past but to build upon it, by retaining elements like original fireplaces and integrating them with contemporary materials. They've created a dialogue between eras, ensuring the home's story continues to unfold gracefully. FIGR's lead architect, Michael Artemenko, often speaks about designing with restraint. You can feel that philosophy in every quiet corner of this house. The design introduces undulating roof forms, responding to the local residential context, and allows for generous ceiling heights in the main living areas. Australian-sourced hardwood clads the facade, ceilings, and decking, while high-performance double glazing enhances energy efficiency. In a suburb where Edwardian cottages and contemporary builds coexist, this project doesn't shout, it speaks gently, with intention. This home isn't just about aesthetics, it's about living. Open plan spaces replace the previous cellular layout, fostering connectivity and adaptability for family gatherings and quiet moments alike. There's a certain poetry in the fact that this home was built on a property held by the same family for over 5 decades. Continuity like that is rare. Sustainability is woven into the fabric of the Brighton house. Low VOC hard wax soils finish the timber interiors, and the use of natural materials ensures a reduced environmental footprint, aligning with a lifestyle that values both luxury and responsibility. People often think modern homes have to feel cold. This one proves warmth isn't about nostalgia. It's about purpose. Walking through this home, one feels a sense of continuity, a place where memories are preserved and new ones are created. It's a sanctuary that respects its roots while embracing the present. If this home stirred something in you, an idea, a memory, A dream, don't keep it to yourself. Share it in the comments. Give it a like and help us keep these stories of thoughtful living alive. The Brighton House exemplifies how architecture can honor the past, serve the present, and inspire the future. It's more than a dwelling. It's a living narrative of a family's journey through time.
In a world where concrete jungles dominate, imagine a home that breathes with the forest, where architecture and nature dance in harmony. Welcome to the PCW Residence, a masterpiece by Pitta Arquitectura, nestled in the lush landscapes of Itamambuca, Ubatuba, Brazil. This home isn't just built, it's grown, thoughtfully integrated into its environment. Brazil, a land of vibrant cultures and diverse ecosystems, offers a unique backdrop for architectural innovation. In recent years, there's been a shift towards designs that respect and reflect the natural world. The PCW Residence embodies this movement, offering a sanctuary that prioritizes sustainability, simplicity, and serenity. When I was younger, homes like this felt like a dream. Now, they feel like a gentle rebellion against everything rushed and overbuilt. Pitta Arquitectura has a reputation in Brazil for creating homes that almost disappear into nature, and honestly, and the forest begins. If homes like this hidden Brazilian retreat speak to your soul, don't forget to subscribe. There's a whole world of beauty waiting just beyond the concrete. Pitta Arquitectura approached this project with a vision to create a space where the boundaries between indoors and outdoors blur. Using materials like wood, exposed concrete, and expansive glass, they crafted a home that invites the outside in. Natural light floods every room, and the gentle breeze whispers through open spaces, reminding inhabitants of their connection to the earth. Did you know the home was designed for a family of 5, but with enough privacy that each member can feel like they have their own little world? Spanning approximately 2,799 square feet, the residence is thoughtfully divided. The ground floor boasts an open-plan living area that seamlessly transitions to the garden, a gourmet kitchen, and to guest suites ensuring privacy. Upstairs, the master suite and children's rooms offer tranquil retreats, each with views that celebrate the surrounding greenery. This home was built on a tight environmental preservation code, meaning every tree was cataloged and protected during construction. Nothing was left to chance. this home isn't just about aesthetics, it's a lifestyle choice. In a fast-paced world, the PCW residence offers a return to mindfulness. It's a space where mornings begin with birdsong, and evenings conclude with the soft glow of sunset filtering through trees. It's about embracing a slower, more intentional way of living. In Brazil, there's a deep-rooted appreciation for family, community, and nature. The design reflects these values, providing communal spaces that foster connection in private areas, that offer solitude. It's a home that understands the rhythm of life, accommodating both lively gatherings and quiet reflection. Sustainability isn't just a buzzword here, it's a guiding principle. The use of local materials reduces environmental impact, while the design promotes natural ventilation and lighting, minimizing energy consumption. It's a testament to how luxury and eco-consciousness can coexist beautifully. Walking through the PCW residence, one feels a profound sense of peace. It's more than a house. It's a haven. Every element, from the texture of the walls to the placement of windows, is designed to evoke comfort and contentment. It's a place where memories are made, where life unfolds gracefully. Here's a fun detail. The master bathroom opens to a small private garden. Imagine brushing your teeth while listening to birdsong and rustling leaves. For those seeking a retreat from the noise of modern life, this home offers an inspiring blueprint. It challenges the notion that luxury requires excess, proving instead that true richness lies in authenticity, harmony, and connection. It's a concept that resonates globally, inviting us all to reconsider what home truly means. The PCW Residence by Pitta Arquitectura isn't just an architectural achievement, it's a philosophy made tangible. It invites us to live more thoughtfully, to cherish our surroundings, and to find beauty in simplicity. As we reflect on this harmonious blend of design and nature, we're reminded of the profound impact our living spaces have on our well-being. Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Welcome to a journey into the heart of Phoenix, Arizona, where innovation meets sustainability in the form of the Silo House by Kaiserworks. Imagine transforming a 1955 grain silo into a cozy, modern home. That's exactly what architect Christoph Kaiser achieved with this unique project, situated in the historic Garfield district. The silo house redefines urban living by embracing minimalism and repurposing materials. Did you know this entire home fits into just 230 square feet? With a footprint of just 230 square feet, this compact dwelling is a testament to efficient design. The exterior retains its agricultural roots with a corrugated metal shell, painted white to reflect the desert sun. Inside, a warm, wooden interior creates a comfortable living space for 1 or 2 people. Using an old grain silo saves not only money, but thousands of pounds of construction waste. In a country where bigger is often seen as better, this tiny home challenges the norm beautifully. The design cleverly separates the structural shell from the interior living area, allowing for a double height space that feels open and inviting. An operable oculus at the top provides natural ventilation, reducing the need for mechanical cooling in the hot Arizona climate. Living smaller means living smarter. Every inch here has a purpose. Surrounding the silo house is a private garden that offers framed views of the Phoenix skyline, connecting the home to its urban environment while maintaining privacy. This thoughtful integration of indoor and outdoor spaces enhances the living experience without expanding the building's footprint. Transforming what we already have can be the most sustainable building method of all. Natural ventilation through the oculus keeps the home cool, even in Arizona's harsh summers. The silo house exemplifies how sustainable living doesn't require sacrificing comfort or style. By repurposing existing structures and focusing on efficient design, it offers a model for affordable, eco-friendly urban housing. Choosing a simpler life isn't about giving up. It's about gaining time, space, and peace of mind. For many Americans, the dream is shifting. It's less about square footage and more about freedom. Believe it or not, the silo house is smaller than the average American garage. Could you imagine living in a space that tiny and loving it? For those seeking to downsize, live sustainably, and embrace a minimalist lifestyle, the silo house stands as an inspiring example of what's possible when creativity meets conscientious design. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of innovative architecture. Stay tuned for more stories that showcase how thoughtful design can transform the way we live.
Hello there and welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad you're here. Today, I want to show you something curious, something small but mighty. So, make yourself comfortable, maybe pour a cup of green tea if you like, because what we're about to explore is a 3-story home built on just 30 square meters. That's about the size of a parking space. Tiny? Yes, but wait until you see what they did with it. Now, Let's take a slow walk through one of the most space-starved places on Earth, Japan. Land is precious here. In Tokyo, a single square meter of urban land can cost over $260,000. That's around $1,700. So when you've only got 30 of those, you don't waste anything. And the architects at Kominoru Design, well, they didn't just design a house. They sculpted a vertical sanctuary from constraint. They call it Small House on a Corner Lot. But it's not just small. It's thoughtful, warm, even poetic. Rising 3 stories high with 60 square meters of living space, this little tower of timber is a masterclass in compact living. Its structure is wood, but its soul? That's a blend of craft, culture, and necessity. Because in Japan, where homes often last just 25 years and plots get divided with every inheritance, innovation isn't a luxury, it's survival. Step inside with something surprising. The ceilings don't feel low, the rooms don't feel cramped. Why? Well, that's the trick. The house opens upward and outward through clever gaps, cutouts, and a rooftop terrace that lets light and wind dance freely. It's like the Kominoru integrated a passive ventilation system, inspired by ancient wind towers, pulling fresh air up and out through the core of the building. Pretty smart for a house without a yard. And about that yard, there isn't one. But wait, on the second floor, there's a tiny elevated garden. It's just a patch of green, but it's everything. A poetic nod to what's missing, a memory of nature, a quiet place where the concrete city softens just a bit. And honestly, it might just be my favorite part. You will also notice exposed beams and visible columns inside. Not because they couldn't cover them, but because they didn't want to. These bones of the home, they frame the spaces. They celebrate the structure. You can almost the tree it once was. There's a kind of honesty to it. A warmth. As if the house itself is whispering, "This is who I am." And maybe the most beautiful part? It's not flashy. There's no marble, no spiral staircases. It's not trying to be Instagram famous. It's trying to work. This is architecture for real life, for real people. And in doing so, it becomes art. Understated, unpretentious, unforgettable. Kominoru Design, the firm behind it, isn't a global giant. But maybe that's exactly why this works. Because only someone deeply rooted in the local context could have imagined something this delicate, this clever, this necessary. You see, when your canvas is the size of a car, you don't just draw, you compose. And you know, I think there's something quietly radical about this house. In a world of McMansions and overconsumption, here's a whisper from the East saying, what if we lived with less, but better? What if the sky was our backyard? What if architecture could slow us down, not speed us up? It's almost rebellious in its restraint. So, next time you find yourself stuck in traffic, boxed into your apartment, or just craving a bit of fresh air, think about this little wooden tower in Japan. It may be small, but its message, it's towering. Thank you for walking with me today. Hey there. Welcome back. I'm really glad you're here. Take a deep breath with me. We're about to step into something truly unexpected. Something small, quiet, but kind of unforgettable. Today, we're visiting a place that doesn't just invite you in. It invites you to get lost. This is the Cabin of Maize, tucked away on a slim little island in the forests of Wuhan, China. It's not a house. Not really.
It's more like a walkable puzzle made of wood and silence. And yeah, it's beautiful, but it's also kind of strange, in the best possible way.
Imagine stepping onto a long, narrow trail, just 80 centimeters wide. That's less than 3 feet, by the way. Now picture that path stretching through trees, bending, vanishing, with small wooden cabins appearing here and there, almost like whispers. Each one has a purpose, each one tells a different part of the story.
The project was designed by Advanced Architecture Lab and WikiWorld, and together, they asked a bold question. What if a home wasn't about control, but about surrender? What if you had to wander slowly to live in it? So they built 13 separate wooden volumes, all connected by that dark, narrow path, like chapters in a book you read by walking. It's 207 square meters in total, modest in size, but rich in atmosphere. The cabins are made mostly of wood, with big panes of glass that reflect the trees, the sky, even passing fog. Step inside one, and you might find a small desk under a skylight, or a reading chair pointed straight at the forest. No walls full of screens, no tech overload, just quiet, light, and the soft creak of floorboards under your feet. You don't rush through this place, you meander. One visitor said walking through it felt like reading a poem barefoot, and honestly, I get it. Even the corridor, the one that links every room, is part of the experience. It's dark, intimate, quite know what's coming next. But somehow, it makes you feel like the architecture is gently tapping you on the shoulder, asking you to be present. Now, Wuhan is a city that's often misunderstood. It's full of movement, people, history. But the Cabin of Maze sits in a park called Ganlashan, a kind of experimental design sanctuary where nature leads and architecture listens. And that's what this project does. It doesn't dominate the landscape, it leans into it. You can almost hear the trees saying, "Thank you." The architects behind this, they aren't just builders, they're storytellers. Advanced Architecture Lab specializes in merging technology with ecology, and WikiWorld is all about community sustainable building, especially in remote off-grid places. Together, they created something that feels less like a house and more like a station with nature. I mean, most homes want to impress you with a grand entrance. This one, it gives you a skinny hallway and says, "Good luck." But somehow, that's what makes it work. You have to slow down, and maybe you even find a little part of yourself along the way. So, would you ever stay in a place like this? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're into homes that feel like dreams, you're in the right place. Thanks for walking with me today. See you in the next story.
Some homes whisper serenity. This one stands in silence, bold, grounded, timeless. Welcome to Muta House, a powerful architectural statement by Emilio Lopez Arquitecto. Located in Yearn, a quiet valley just outside Quito, Ecuador. Anchored on a sloping terrain, this house doesn't try to blend in, it claims its space. Built almost entirely from exposed concrete, it rises like a sculptural monument. Yet it never feels closed off. Large windows and double-height spaces invite light and life inside, dissolving any barrier between you and the surrounding Andean landscape. Step inside and you'll find warmth within the walls. The interiors open up around a central living space, flooded with natural light from glass-lined walls. Polished concrete floors echo the texture of the structure, while wood-framed windows soften the edge between industrial and intimate. The lower level brings together the kitchen and social area in an open layout, where a sliding partition can carve out an extra bedroom when needed. It's smart, subtle, and designed for real living. Upstairs, the master bedroom stretches into two terraces, each one a quiet observatory of the valley beyond. When I was younger, I dreamed of building a home like this one that doesn't need decoration to feel complete. Just honesty in materials and a view that speaks for itself. Here, light becomes architectural. Daylight enters not just through windows, but from above through voids at diagonal corners, casting shadows that shift as the day passes. It's a house that plays with light like a slow-moving sundial. Muta House doesn't try to be flexible. It doesn't need to. Its strength lies in being deliberate, in knowing that a home can be both raw and refined, open and private, elemental and elegant. Every line, every surface, every shadow is intentional. There's a kind of silence in spaces like this. Not the absence of sound, but the presence of peace. You don't just live here. You slow down, you listen, and you begin to see beauty in the ordinary. That's when architecture becomes more than sheltered, becomes a mindset. This isn't a house that follows trends. It's a house that knows who it is, and in a world that's always moving, Muta House offers something rare, stillness. Thanks for spending a few quiet moments with us today. If this house stirred something in you, you are not alone. See you in the next one. If you've made it this far, here's a little something not many know. The concrete used in this house was poured in just 5 days by a team of only 4 workers. It's a quiet monument to discipline and vision. If that amazed you, wait until you see the next house we found perched. Imagine stepping into a home that's only 330 square feet, but feels like an entire world of its own. Designed by GOC, the tiny leaf cabin proves that tiny living doesn't mean sacrificing comfort or beauty. In fact, this design uses every inch of space with the utmost care, showing that less can truly be more. This cabin is the perfect example of how small living can still be incredibly stylish, comfortable, and sustainable. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll look at tiny homes in a whole new way. It's not just small in size, it's big in ideas, set in a stunning natural environment. It blends effortlessly with its surroundings. Every material was chosen for its sustainability. The timber is locally sourced. The roof is designed to capture rainwater, and the energy efficiency is second to none. It's a space that not only lives in harmony with nature, it works to protect it. From the outside, it looks like a simple wooden structure, but the design is anything but basic. The cabin features an open-plan layout with a spacious living room, a compact yet fully functional kitchen, and a cozy bedroom nook. The large windows let in natural light, creating a bright, airy feel despite the smaller footprint. And the best part, the clever use of multifunctional furniture ensures every square foot has a purpose. What makes the tiny leaf cabin so special is its dedication to eco-friendly living. The walls are insulated with recycled materials. The cabin is powered by solar energy, and it uses a composting toilet. The roof's rainwater system makes this home self-sufficient. These features not only make it incredibly sustainable, but also incredibly cost-effective for anyone who wants to live off-grid. Living in a space like this doesn't just change your surroundings, it changes your mindset. Tiny homes like this one allow for a simpler, more intentional way of living. You start to focus on what really matters, the connections you make, the moments you share, and the beauty of the natural world around you. The tiny leaf cabin is the epitome of that idea. But it's not just about saving space. It's about saving the planet. Tiny homes are an answer to the growing demand for a sustainable living without sacrificing the comforts we're used to. Whether you're living alone or with a partner, this cabin offers everything you need and nothing you don't. It's an innovative response to the environmental challenges we face today, showing us how we can live with less, but live better. So, what do you think? Could you see yourself living in a home like the tiny leaf cabin? Its combination of eco-friendly design, smart space usage, and deep connection to nature makes it the perfect option for anyone looking to live simply and sustainably. In a world that often pushes us toward more, this cabin shows us how much we can gain by choosing less. If you loved this tour, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss any more amazing homes. And let us know in the comments, would you live in a tiny cabin like this? Perched on a ridgeline where the land falls away to the north and east, this home doesn't just occupy space, it engages in a dialogue with the landscape. Welcome to the Warrandyte House, a residence that seamlessly integrates with the semi-rural terrain of Warrandyte, 25 kilometers northeast of Melbourne, Australia. Designed by Figure Ground Architecture, the house presents a simple rectangular prism. Its charcoal metal-clad skillion roof echoing the farm machinery sheds typical of the area. This primary form is anchored into the ridge by an earthy masonry base, creating a strong connection to the land. Two smaller brick structures to the north serve as ancillary pavilions, complementing the main dwelling and enhancing the home's integration with its surroundings. A double-height timber batten void marks the entrance, emerging organically from the butch setting. Timber detailing continues throughout, with operable screens shielding western windows from the harsh afternoon sun. The site's 2-meter elevation change from west to east is elegantly addressed through a series of gradual steps from the off-form concrete entry bridge, through internal spaces, onto external decked terraces, down to the lower pool and garden. Internally, the house unfolds over 3 levels: the sleeping zone, the central service zone, and the low living area. The skillion roof allows for varied spatial experiences ranging from the expansive double height kids' rumpus room with hidden attic play space to the intimate, dark-toned cathedral ceiling over the dining and living areas. These living spaces are designed to funnel views through deep, timber-framed picture windows, framing the eucalyptus bushland and distant hills beyond. A central service spine efficiently organizes the kitchen, pantry, study, bathroom, and storage areas within a linear pod. Timber veneer linings and integrated sliding doors conceal these functional spaces, maintaining the home's clean lines and minimalist aesthetic. The northeast foyer is characterized by deep revealed timber picture windows, incorporating integrated joinery shelves and benches that add warmth and craftsmanship while framing the spectacular view. Sustainability is integral to the design. The house incorporates solar panels, electric heating and cooling, double glazing, high levels of insulation, and passive solar orientation. Operable external screens further control summer heat gain, ensuring comfort throughout the year. These measures reflect a commitment to environmental responsibility, aligning with the home's harmonious relationship with its natural setting. Living in Warrandyte offers a unique blend of rural tranquility and proximity to urban amenities. The community is known for its artistic heritage, local markets, and a strong connection to the natural environment. Residents often engage in outdoor activities like bushwalking and kayaking on the Yell River, embracing a lifestyle that values both culture and nature. In a world where architecture often seeks to dominate, the Warrandyte house chooses to converse to listen to the land. In the heart of Merida, where history whispers through every brick, stands a house that reflects not just light, but the soul of its surroundings. Welcome to the Kaleidos House, a masterful creation by Toro Estilo Architecture, nestled in the vibrant city of Merida, Mexico. This residence transforms a narrow 4x69-meter lot into a living tapestry of reflections, textures, and light. It's a place where tradition and modernity dance together in harmonious rhythm. I remember my first visit to Merida City, where the air is thick with history, and the colors of the buildings seem to sing under the sun. Walking through its streets, I felt a connection to something timeless. The Kaleidos House evokes that. Same feeling, a bridge between eras, a conversation between the old and the new. And here's something you don't see every day. A house that dares to stretch 69 meters long on a lot barely 4 meters wide. It's like someone whispered to the architects, "You can't do much with that." And they replied with a quiet, beautiful rebellion. Honestly, if more homes played with proportions and limits like this, the world would be a far more interesting place. Don't you think? The house unfolds like a story. As you enter, a semi-enclosed patio greets you, a gentle pause that transitions from the bustling street to the serenity within. This 69-meter journey is punctuated by varying materials, scales, and lighting, each space revealing a new chapter. The architects preserved portions of the original 1970s structure, blending traditional painted stucco with polished concrete, creating a dialogue between past and present. One of the most striking features is the use of reflective glass walls from the inside. They offer views of the lodge surroundings from the outside. They mirror the environment, creating a dynamic interplay of light and shadow. It's reminiscent of a kaleidoscope ever-changing, always captivating. A semicircular perforation above the interior garden bathes the space in natural light, while a sculptural staircase adds a touch of elegance and movement. Living in such a space isn't just about aesthetics. It's about experience, the way the light shifts throughout the day, the subtle reflections that catch your eye, the seamless flow from one area to another. It all contributes to a sense of peace and introspection. It's a home that invites you to slow down, to observe, to feel. The Kaleidos house is more than an architectural achievement. It's a testament to thoughtful design and cultural reverence. In a city rich with history, this residence stands as a modern homage to tradition, a place where every detail is intentional. Every space tells a story. It's a reminder that our homes can be both a reflection of who. Some homes command attention. This one invites reflection. Nestled in the lush landscapes of Itarava, Brazil. The House of Courtyards by Felipe Pessar Quartetos exemplifies a harmonious dialogue between architecture and nature. Designed as a weekend retreat, the residence embraces the site's natural contours. Rather than imposing upon the train, the structure integrates seamlessly, with portions partially embedded into the sloped landscape. This approach not only minimizes visual impact, but also fosters a profound connection with the environment. The home's layout revolves around a central landscaped courtyard, serving as the heart of the residence. This open-air space allows natural light and ventilation to permeate the interior, blurring the boundaries between indoors and outdoors. The main volume gently nestles between existing boulders, emphasizing a design philosophy that respects and incorporates natural elements. Private areas, including bedrooms, are situated at the rear, shielded by elegant wooden sunshades that filter sunlight and ensure privacy. These screens create a dynamic interplay of light and shadow, enhancing the serene ambience of the living spaces. The material palette is deliberately understated concrete, wood, and glass, allowing the surrounding landscape to take center stage. This restraint in materials and finishes reflects a commitment to architectural humility, where the design serves as a backdrop to nature's beauty. As someone who has spent time in Sao Paulo's countryside, I find this residence resonates deeply. The gentle integration with the land, the emphasis on natural light, and the thoughtful spatial organization evoke a sense of tranquility and belonging. It's a reminder that true luxury lies in simplicity and harmony with one's surroundings. The design team, led by Felipe Hess, collaborated with various consultants to bring this vision to life. Landscape architect Flavia Tiraboshi ensured that the outdoor spaces complemented the architecture, while lighting consultants from CIA, the Illuminocco crafted an ambience that transitions seamlessly from day to night. Beyond its aesthetic appeal, the House of Courtyards embodies sustainable principles. The orientation and design promote passive cooling and natural ventilation, reducing reliance on mechanical systems. This commitment to sustainability underscores a broader ethos of environmental stewardship. In essence, the House of Courtyards is more than a dwelling. It's a testament to thoughtful design that prioritizes context, simplicity, and a deep respect for nature. It's a place where architecture doesn't dominate, but rather coexists, offering a sanctuary that feels both timeless and intimately connected to its environment. In a world increasingly defined by noise and excess, this home stands as a quiet affirmation of balance, restraint, and the enduring beauty of nature. Some homes are built around walls. This one was built around a tree. In the heart of Mérida, Yucatan, Mexico, the Tamarindo House by Taller Estilo Architecture exemplifies a harmonious blend of architecture and nature. At its core stands a majestic tamarind tree, not merely preserved but celebrated as the centerpiece of the design. The residence was envisioned for a visual artist and his wife, a graphic designer and writer. Their desire was a sanctuary that fosters creativity and tranquility. The architects embraced this vision, crafting a single-story home that seamlessly integrates with its irregularly shaped plot and existing vegetation. A defining feature is the guiding wall, a 6.2-meter-high structure that leads visitors from the street to the heart of the home. This wall transforms along its path, sometimes solid and imposing, other times opening to frame views of the lush surroundings. It culminates at the artist's studio, symbolizing a journey from the external world into a personal creative haven. The layout orbits around the central tamarind tree, ensuring that every room, be it the open-plan living area, bedrooms, or studios, maintains a visual and physical connection to this natural anchor. Courtyards and gardens intersperse the spaces, blurring the lines between indoors and outdoors and inviting natural light and ventilation throughout. Materials were chosen with intention. Polished cement floors, natural wood, and local stone evoke the timeless elegance of Yucatecan haciendas gracefully, developing a patina that tells its own story over time. As someone who has walked through the vibrant streets of Merida, I can attest to the city's unique blend of history, culture, and nature. The Tamarindo House captures this essence, offering a modern retreat that respects and enhances its environment. This project is more than a residence. It's a narrative of coexistence. It demonstrates how architecture can honor the natural world, turning potential obstacles into focal points of beauty and inspiration. In a world where development often comes at the expense of nature, the Tamarindo House stands as a testament to thoughtful design. It reminds us that with respect and creativity, our built environments can harmonize with the natural world, creating spaces that nurture both the soul and the surroundings. In embracing the tamarind tree, this home doesn't just shelter life, it celebrates it. Imagine a house that slices through the landscape like an arrowhead sharp, intentional and unapologetically modern. Welcome to the Arrow House, or Casa Fletcher, nestled in the wooded enclave of Chacras de Coria, Argentina. Designed by Mora Hughes Arquitectos, this 3,757 square foot residence is a composition of gabled volumes, each clad in micro-ribbed metal sheeting. The choice of material gives the home a cohesive, industrial aesthetic, while the fragmented layout creates courtyards and intermediate spaces that promote cross-ventilation and integration with the landscape. Inside, the contrast is striking. Walls and ceilings are enveloped in warm wood, offering a cozy counterpoint to the exterior's metallic coolness. Polished concrete floors add to the minimalist, contemporary vibe. A mezzanine-level houses a workspace and relaxation area enriched by greenery that adds life and freshness to the space. But here's where the critique begins. While the design's boldness is commendable, the extensive use of metal cladding raises questions about thermal performance, especially in Argentina's varied climate. Metal can exacerbate heat gain, potentially leading to increased energy consumption for cooling. Moreover, the fragmented layout, while architecturally intriguing, may pose challenges in terms of circulation and spatial coherence. The separation of volumes could disrupt the flow between living spaces, affecting the home's functionality for daily life. The interior's reliance on wood for warmth is aesthetically pleasing, yet it begs the question, does the design depend too heavily on material contrast to achieve those? Could the same effect have been achieved with a more integrated approach to materiality? Additionally, the home's emphasis on openness and connection to nature, while admirable, might compromise privacy. The extensive use of glass and perforated metal screens invites light and views, but could also expose occupants to the outside world more than desired. Despite these critiques, the Arrow House succeeds in creating a dialogue between architecture and its environment. The design encourages interaction with the outdoors, and the inclusion of features like a jacuzzi and open-air shower enhances the living experience. In the end, the Arrow House stands as a testament to bold architectural vision. It challenges conventions and invites discourse, a hallmark of impactful design. While it may not be without flaws, its ambition and execution offer valuable lessons for architects and enthusiasts alike. If you've made it all the way to this point, you are not just casually watching, you care about architecture. So, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. There's a lot more design, debate, and discovery waiting for you here. Have you ever walked into a place and felt like it understood your pain? Welcome to the Phoenix House, designed by Sebastian Marisco. But this isn't just a house. It's a memory held together by walls. It's a retreat built for silence, reflection, and rebirth. I still remember the first time I saw a home like this. I had just lost someone. The world felt loud, busy, heartless. But this house, hidden in the hills of La Jolla, California, whispered something different. It didn't scream for attention. It invited you to breathe. Sebastian Mariscal isn't just an architect. He's a translator of emotion. He doesn't build with concrete and cedar. He builds with feeling. This house was designed for a couple in their later years. People who had lived, lost, and learned. It was meant to be their sanctuary, a place to be still. The Phoenix house is made of round earth and board-formed concrete. It doesn't shine. It grounds. Every wall absorbs the light in a way that feels protective. The materials are raw, but never cold. They're alive with texture, like skin that's seen the sun and the earth. There are no grand statements here, no steel and glass showmanship, just moments, a courtyard that feels like it's waiting for a story, a narrow hallway that gently turns, guiding you without force, a tree, framed perfectly in a window, reminding you that life still grows in the quiet. You don't live in this house like a visitor. You let it hold you, and as it holds you, it shows you how to soften. Sometimes I wonder who lives there now. Do they wake up early to hear the wind brushing the stucco? Do they run their fingers along the grain of the wood and remember who they used to be? It's not about luxury here. It's about permission. Permission to grieve. Permission to slow down. Permission to reconnect. You see, architecture can trick us. We think it's about the future, about sharp lines and innovation. But Phoenix House looks back. It teaches us that healing isn't something we chase. It's something we shelter. And maybe that's why this home hits differently. Because it doesn't perform. It listens. It listens to the way the sun moves. It listens to the way you walk after a long cry. It listens to the echo of laughter returning after years of silence. Every space has intention. The living room spills into a courtyard not for entertainment, but for a grounding. The bedroom isn't a statement, it's a sigh. And the bathroom, with its openness to the outdoors, reminds you that even the most vulnerable parts of you deserve sunlight. People ask me why I make videos about houses. It's because I believe architecture is the most honest form of storytelling. This house, it's the story of two people who wanted to disappear from noise and instead found peace in stillness. I've seen many homes, mansions with rooftop pools, cabins with impossible views, apartments that float in the sky. But few have made me stop and feel. Few have made me remember that the real luxury isn't a wine cellar or a smart fridge. It's the sound of birds in the morning, echoing through a courtyard built for silence. So, if you're here, still watching, I know something in this home touched you too. Maybe you've lost someone. Maybe you're searching for a space where you can finally just be. Let this be your sign. There are places in this world that can hold your sadness without asking you to explain it. This house, the Phoenix House, reminds us that life doesn't restart with noise or speed or distraction. It restarts with warmth, with space, with silence, and sometimes with tears. And maybe, just maybe, one day you'll find your own Phoenix, not as a building, but as a moment that whispers, you've made it through. Thank you for staying with me this far. If this story meant something to you, I'd love for you to join this growing community. Like the home you just saw, we try to build with intention here. Subscribe, comment, share your story. You never know who's listening. I've spent over 5 decades immersed in the world of architecture and art. Throughout my career, I've witnessed countless trends and each promising innovation, yet often delivering fleeting impressions. But occasionally, a project emerges that resonates deeply, not because it shouts for attention, but because it whispers timeless truths. Villa Cardo is one such place. Nestled in the serene landscapes of Calvigno, Puglia, Villa Cardo stands as a testament to the harmonious blend of tradition and modernity. Designed by studio Andrew Trotter in 2019, this 120 square meter residence captures the essence of southern Italy's architectural vernacular while addressing contemporary sensibilities. Constructed using local materials like tuffo stone and traditional building methods, the villa exudes an authenticity that's increasingly rare in today's architectural landscape. Its whitewashed walls and minimalist volumes reflect the region's historical aesthetics, ensuring the structure remains cool during the sweltering summer months, a passive design strategy that's both practical and poetic. The villa's layout is thoughtfully conceived. Its spacious living and dining area serves as the heart of the home, fostering communal interactions. The master bedroom, complete with an ensuite bathroom featuring a bath and double shower, opens to a private veranda and garden, offering moments of solitude amidst nature. Additional bedrooms provide flexibility, accommodating guests or serving as intimate retreats. But what truly sets Villa Cardo apart is its seamless integration with the surrounding environment, situated on a hectare of land adorned with olive and almond trees. The property offers unobstructed views of the sea from its rooftop terrace. The proximity to the Tor Gaceto Natural Reserve and the medieval towns of Calvigno and Astuni further enriches the living experience, connecting residents to both nature and history. Outdoor living is central to the villa's design philosophy. A narrow, elevated pool invites relaxation, while an adjacent outdoor kitchen, equipped with a wood-fired oven and grill, encourages al fresco dining, the use of natural materials such as limestone flooring and terrazzo finishes, extends the interior's tactile warmth to the exterior spaces, blurring the boundaries between inside and out. Yet, amidst this praise, I must express a critique, a gentle admonition. If you will, in our pursuit of aesthetic perfection, there's a risk of creating spaces that prioritize form over function, beauty over soul, while Villa Cardo masterfully balances these elements. It's a reminder that architecture should serve its inhabitants, not just the pages of glossy magazines. As an architect and artist, I've always believed that the most profound designs are those that evoke emotion, that tell a story. Villa Cardo does just that. It doesn't merely provide shelter. It offers a sanctuary or place where the past and present coexist, where every corner invites reflection. In a world increasingly dominated by transient designs and fleeting trends, Villa Cardo stands as a beacon of thoughtful architecture. It's a place that doesn't demand attention but earns it, quietly and confidently, for those who appreciate spaces that speak to the soul. This villa is a masterclass in restraint, elegance, and authenticity. So I leave you with this thought: can architecture still move us? Not with spectacle or scale, but with silence. Can a home like Villa Cardo, modest and poetic, rooted and deliberate, still compete with the louder gestures of contemporary design? I believe it can. But perhaps that says more about the kind of life we want to live and less about the buildings themselves. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If this kind of architecture resonates with you, quiet, sincere, and deeply human, consider joining me for more. Subscribe, share your thoughts below, and let's keep this conversation alive. After all, the houses we admire say as much about us as the ones we live in. Imagine planting a perfectly cut pentagon in the middle of an ancient oak grove and wondering why it feels so out of place. This is the Pinwheel House by J.M. Architecture, resting on a sloped terrace above Lake Maggiore in Luino, Italy. It's a compact, 200 square meter pavilion made of prefabricated wood, assembled in just 6 months and shaped according to zoning, rules and the terrain. On paper, it sounds precise, but when you actually see it, something feels off instead of blending into the oak forest or reflecting Italian tradition. The house comes across more like a geometric experiment. Let's be frank, this design suffers from an expectation bias. We expect a forest retreat to hug its site, to breathe with the wind through oak branches. Instead, the Pinwheel House sits aloof, its whitewashed fins slicing the air like a silent windmill. There's no dialogue between the mass of tree trunks and the smooth wood panels, only a passive gravel finger that leads your car to a door. Technically, the architects have bent themselves round code. One side parallel to contour lines, 2 sides to setbacks, resulting in a pentagon. But genius loci, spirit of place, isn't a geometry exercise. It's about materials, climate, history. Here, they chose prefabricated timber over local stone or plaster, erasing centuries of Puglian whitewashed tradition in summer's glare. Those white concrete floors indoors feel like a stage set, not a living room. Inside, every surface is bright white walls, floors, furnishings resonating with sterility rather than warmth. Yes, radiant floor heating and a heat pump cut utility bills. And the white backdrop maximizes sunlight. But at what cost? The house betrays a familiarity bias. We've seen minimal white boxes everywhere. We think clean equals good. Yet the moment you step into the forest's folded shadows, that clinical minimalism rings hollow. The pinwheel shape is heralded as an icon of form and freedom. In reality, the 5 rounded edges and perpendicular fins feel arbitrary, like a flashy logo plastered on a site that begged for a softer eye. Insertion, good design should fall off your retina into your muscle memory. This one stays on your cornea, uncomfortable, conspicuous, demanding attention. Consider the Italian climate. Hot summers, cool breezes off the lake. Traditional villas modulate sun with deep eaves, thick walls, shutters. Here, enormous sliding windows face the valley. But no pergolas or screens soften the glare. The result: you either roast in direct sun or slam the blinds and lose the view. Hardly a pavilion in the trees experience. Pinwheel House shows technical prowess, rapid assembly, high insulation, crisp geometry, but it misunderstands place. Architecture isn't architecture unless it resonates with its surroundings and its people. So tell me, does this house captivate you or push you away? Leave your take in the comments. And if you crave designs that truly listen to the land, in the heart of Melbourne, the suburb in Melbourne known for its tree-lined streets and Federation-era homes, there's a residence that doesn't just sit within its environment, it converses with it. Welcome to Malvern House, a reimagined family, home that teaches us to see architecture not just as shelter, but as a lens through which we view our lives. This isn't a story about grand gestures or ostentatious design. It's about subtlety, restraint, and the profound impact of thoughtful details. Studio Travolo was tasked with transforming a long-standing family home into a sanctuary for a new chapter, a quieter, more introspective phase of life. The original structure, rich with Federation detailing, offered a tapestry of well-proportioned spaces and delicate features, instead of erasing its history. The architects chose to peel back the layers, revealing and enhancing the home's inherent character. The result is a harmonious blend of old and new, where each element is given room to breathe. One of the most striking aspects of Malvern House is its choreography of daily rituals. Spaces are not just designed for function, but for experience. A gym and laundry workspace overlook lush greenery, turning mundane tasks into moments of reflection. A walk-in shower, illuminated by a 6-meter-high skylight, transforms a daily routine into a sensory retreat. Even the front sitting room is dedicated to stillness and sanctuary, a place to decompress, to contemplate, to simply be. It's a reminder that in a world obsessed with productivity, there's profound value in spaces that encourage pause. The connection to the garden is not an afterthought, but a central theme. Full-height glazing and a thoughtfully designed pergola blur the boundaries between inside and out. The changing seasons become part of the interior experience, with natural light and shadows playing across surfaces, bringing the space to life. Materiality plays a crucial role in the home's atmosphere. Warm tones and textures create a serene environment, while nuanced use of color adds depth and interest. A soft yellow toweled bench seat invites relaxation. A glass mosaic powder room surprises with its nutty gloss ceiling and contrasting blue mirror. Each space evolves its own palette, yet there's an underlying cohesion that ties the home together. But perhaps the most compelling lesson Malvern House offers is in its celebration of the everyday. It's a home that doesn't seek to impress but to express, to reflect the lives of its inhabitants with honesty and grace. It's a space that understands that true luxury lies not in extravagance, but in the quality of experience. In reimagining this family home, Studio Travolo has crafted more than just a residence. They've created a narrative, is story told through space, light, and material. It's an invitation to see our homes not just as places we occupy, but as active participants in our lives. So, as you consider your own living spaces, ask yourself, are they merely functional, or do they enrich your daily experiences? Do they reflect who you are and who you're becoming? Sometimes I wonder if we've gone numb to good design. We scroll past it, double tap, and move on. But homes like this, they ask more of us. They ask us to slow down, to feel the weight of a quiet room, to notice how morning light hits a timber ceiling. Maybe that's why this house lingers in the mind. It's not trying to be impressive. It's just trying to be honest. So here's a question to leave you with. Is minimalism still radical? Or has it become just another aesthetic for the rich? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I read them all. And if you're someone who believes that architecture still has the power to make us feel something, well, you know what to do. Subscribe, stick around. We're just getting started. Because in the end, architecture isn't just about buildings, it's about the lives lived within them. I've spent most of my life watching houses go up like fast food. Boxes stacked on grids, wrapped in plastic, baptized with beige stucco and born lifeless. But every now and then, something emerges from the dust that doesn't just occupy space. It understands it. Casa Azura is one of those things, out in the Mexican desert. Not far from the US border, but a world away from its noise. It sits still, defiant. A quiet act of resistance against the chaos we've learned to normalize. I'm an architect, yes, but also a man who's grown weary of blueprints that pretend to be poetry. There was a time when we built to belong. Now we build to perform. We treat nature as a background layer, a Photoshop filter, not a partner. But this house, Casa Azura, doesn't play that game. It listens, it reflects, it absorbs the land instead of conquering it, and in a world like us, that feels radical. You can feel the desert in every decision. The thick walls, the tight courtyards, the narrow cuts of shadow slicing through open air like blades. This isn't a home designed to show off on Instagram. It's one built to survive, not just the sun or the sand, but the spiritual drought we've all been enduring. It's modest in footprint, minimal in form, and yet overwhelming in presence, like someone who says very little. But everything they say stays with you. I live in the US, where the average house grows bigger every year while our attention spans shrink. We fill rooms with things we don't use and call it living. But there's a certain honesty in limits something Costa Azur understands. Well, every space here serves a purpose. Every gesture is deliberate. Even the blue, that impossibly deep blue of its facade, doesn't scream for attention. It cools the mind, anchors the building to the sky. It's not just color, it's consciousness. Sometimes I think we forgot how to be alone with the land. Our cities grow louder, faster, emptier. But this place, this house, it reminds us that silence can be architecture too. That you don't need 20-foot ceilings to feel wonder. You need intention. And in this case, an architect, studio ADM, willing to ask, what does it mean to live with the desert? Not just in it. I haven't been to Costa Azur, but I've seen it in dreams I didn't know I had. I see it in moments of stillness, when I step outside, feel the heat rise from the pavement, and wonder if we're designing futures that are worth surviving. This house doesn't offer answers, but it asks the right questions. So maybe this house won't go viral. Maybe no one will shoot a reality show in it or park a Tesla out front. But it will endure. In its silence, in its restraint, in its deep understanding that architecture isn't about more. It's about meaning. And if you've made it this far, maybe you're tired too of the noise, the excess, the emptiness disguised as luxury. If that's you, stay. Subscribe. Let's keep talking about spaces that dare to matter. There are places that don't just exist. They resonate, not because they're loud or grand, but because they whisper truths we've long forgotten. This cabin, nestled amidst the towering firs of the Pacific Northwest, is one such place. At first glance, it's modest, almost unassuming, but as you step closer, you realize it's a dialogue, a conversation between man, nature, and time. I remember the first time I stumbled upon this retreat. I was searching for something, though I wasn't sure what. Perhaps a reprieve from the relentless pace of modern life. Or maybe a reminder of what it means to truly connect with our surroundings. In a world dominated by concrete jungles and digital screens, finding a space that honors simplicity and authenticity felt revolutionary. Jim Olson, the architect behind this haven, began its journey in 1959 with a mere 200 square foot bunkhouse. Over the decades, through thoughtful expansions in 1981, 1997, 2003 and 2014, it evolved. Not by erasing its past, but by embracing it. Each layer tells a story, a testament to the idea that architecture can be both a reflection of personal growth and a chronicle of time. The cabin's design is a masterclass in restraint and reverence. Materials like plywood, recycled boards, and steel aren't just choices, they're statements. They speak to a philosophy that values harmony over ostentation. The structure doesn't dominate its environment. It coexists. 3 mature fir trees, instead of being obstacles, are integral to the design, piercing through the deck and even the roof, blurring the lines between built and natural. Inside, expansive glass walls frame views of the meadow and Puget Sound, turning nature into ever-changing artwork. The boundaries between indoors and outdoors dissolve, reminding us that true luxury isn't about isolation, but integration. In today's world, where bigger often equates to better, this cabin challenges that notion. It poses a question: what do we truly need to live meaningfully? As urban sprawl continues and homes become status symbols, spaces like this remind us of the value of intentionality. They urge us to consider the impact of our choices, not just on our lives, but on the environment and future generations. The cabin isn't just a retreat. It's a philosophy. It teaches that architecture can be a bridge between the past and the present, between humans and nature. It's a call to slow down, to listen, and to design with purpose. Standing here, enveloped by the whispers of the forest and the gentle lapping of the sound, one can't help but feel a profound sense of peace. It's a reminder that in embracing simplicity, we often find the deepest connections. So, what if we reimagined our spaces, not as fortresses to keep the world out, but as sanctuaries that invite the world in? What if we prioritized harmony over extravagance? Authenticity over trends. If this resonates with you, if you believe in the power of design to shape not just structures but lives, join the conversation, subscribe, share your thoughts. And let's explore together the possibilities of living more intentionally, more connectedly, and more harmoniously with the world around us. And now, I'll leave you with the final images, the drawings, and the lingering thoughts they inspire. Take your time with them. There's a house in Ascot, Queensland, that doesn't just sit on its plot. It negotiates with it. It's called Gehry House at first glance. It's a modest pre-war cottage. The kind you'd pass without a second thought. But step inside, or rather, through it, and something shifts. It's not just architecture. It's a conversation between years, climates, and desires. George Kupritz's architects took on the challenge of transforming this heritage-listed home into a contemporary residence. The original facade remains, a nod to the past, while a bold, cast-in-situ concrete extension rises behind it. This juxtaposition isn't just aesthetic, it's philosophical. It asks, how do we honor history while embracing the present? Inside, the ground floor unfolds into an open-plan living area, seamlessly connecting the kitchen, dining, and lounge spaces. Large glass doors blur the line between indoors and out, leading to a patio, pool, and outdoor kitchen. It's a layout that encourages flow of air, light, and life. Upstairs, 5 bedrooms and additional living spaces provide private retreats, all overlooking a lush rear garden. The clients wanted a home that respected the original structure, but also catered to modern living. They envisioned spaces for entertaining, relaxation, and family life. The architects responded with a design that balances solidity and openness, tradition and innovation. One of the most intriguing aspects is the adaptive use of a former horse stable at the rear of the property. Rather than demolish it, the team transformed it into a contemporary home gym. This decision speaks volumes about the project's ethos: sustainability, respect for history, and creative problem solving. The material palette is restrained yet rich. Concrete, timber, and neutral tones create a sense of cohesion and calm. Deep overhangs and strategic openings facilitate passive cooling, drawing inspiration from Brazilian approaches to subtropical design. It's a house that breathes with its environment. As an architect reflecting on this project, I'm struck by its clarity of intent. In a world where design often chases trends, Gehry House stands firm in its convictions. It doesn't shout. It whispers. It doesn't dazzle. It endures. But beyond the design, there's a deeper narrative. This house represents a dialogue between the past and the present, between the built and the natural, between the architect and the client. It's a reminder that architecture isn't just about structures, it's about stories. So, what can we learn from Gehry House? Perhaps it's that true innovation lies not in novelty, but in nuance, that respecting history doesn't mean being bound by it. That the best designs are those that listen to the site, to the climate, to the people who will inhabit them. In the end, Gehry House isn't just a residence, it's a reflection of thoughtful design, of collaborative vision, and of the enduring power of architecture to shape our lives. There's something quietly radical about a cabin like this, a structure that doesn't scream for attention, doesn't need to dominate the landscape, but instead folds into it. This is the Rouse Cabin Model 2, designed by Sigurd Larsen, and more than just a minimalist retreat, it's a manifesto in disguise. Set in the outskirts of nature, not too far from Berlin, yet far enough to forget its noise, this project is part of a wider movement by Rouse, a Berlin-based startup with one simple mission: to help people escape. But what are we really? Escaping from our jobs, the city, or maybe ourselves. Sigurd Larsen isn't new to this dance between simplicity and provocation, a Danish architect with a talent for clarity. His structures speak softly, but ask big questions here. He teams up with Rouse to produce a cabin that's compact, only 18 square meters, yet feels open, transparent, and human. The materials are modest, but they're chosen with care. Birch plywood on the inside creates a sense of warmth, almost like being wrapped in a woven cocoon. Meanwhile, the outside is clad in aluminum, durable, reflective, slightly alien. A contrast that somehow works. There's poetry in that tension. Inside, everything has a place. A bed tucked into the corner, a bathroom that slides into the wall, a kitchenette. Just enough to remind you that you still belong to the world of chores and routines. But what really defines the space is the window. That massive opening, it's not just for light or views, it's a frame, a portal, a decision. You sit here and the forest doesn't just look back, it listens. And you begin to remember what silence feels like. The cabin is off-grid, solar-powered, built with sustainability in mind. But more than the green credentials, which are admirable, what matters is the message, that we need less than we think. That the essentials aren't so elusive, that disconnection might be the most luxurious thing money can buy. But don't mistake this for romanticism. These cabins aren't free. They aren't easy to get to. And even the idea of escaping for a weekend is a kind of privilege. Rouse knows this. Sigurd Larsen knows this, and yet they still invite us in. Because even if you can't afford it, even if you never go, the cabin is a symbol of a world that could be quieter, slower, more intentional. A world that might not be real for everyone, but is still worth dreaming about. And maybe, just maybe, architecture can... When you think of home, you probably picture something warm, open, full of light. But here, in Bubagora, Yokohama, light is a negotiation. This house, designed by Takeshi Hosoka, isn't about excess. It's about survival, about how architecture adapts when the land gives you little and the sky gives you nothing. Squeezed between taller buildings, cast in shadow for much of the year, this home had to invent its own sun. The couple who live here aren't just residents. They're dreamers who refuse to give up on light. Imagine purchasing a 33 square meter lot, only to find it boxed in on 3 sides. Most would have walked away, but they asked a question. Most don't. What if we can live with less light, but more purpose? Takeshi Hosoka answered the challenge with a house that doesn't pretend to be something it's not. It's honest. Raw concrete. 2 levels and no windows facing the street. Just a skylight that slices the roof open to the heavens. This is what architecture looks like when it responds like a living organism. Every surface, every volume, every decision is filtered through necessity. And yet, there's a strange piece here. You'd think a home with no direct sunlight, surrounded by walls, would feel suffocating. But it doesn't. It feels monastic, focused, like the world has been quieted down to a whisper so you can finally hear your own thoughts. There's a power in limitation. We forget that. We chase bigger, brighter, more open. But in Japan, where land is scarce and cities rise vertically, the smartest architecture turns inward. It creates privacy without walls. It offers dignity without grandeur. The couple here don't live large. They live deep. Their days begin under a sliver of sky and end in a space that feels carved out of stillness. Takeshi Hosoka isn't just designing for a light. He's designing for introspection, for a slower rhythm of living, the way sound echoes in the concrete, the way shadows stretch across the curved ceiling. It's like living inside a thought. And maybe that's the point, that when you remove distractions, when you subtract everything that doesn't matter, you end up with something that does. I've spent decades looking at buildings, but every once in a while, one reminds me why I fell in love with architecture in the first place, not because it dazzles, but because it dares to be silent. This house doesn't shout, it listens, and that is far more rare. If this house made you pause, even for a moment, then it's done more than most buildings ever will. Let me know in the comments. Could you live in a space like this? Or would the silence be too loud? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who still thinks small means less, because sometimes less gives you more than you ever imagined. They say home is where the heart is, but what if your heart keeps moving? Somewhere between Barcelona's sunlit coast and the mountainous Catalan countryside, a group of restless minds at IAAC, the Institute for Advanced Architecture of Catalonia, decided to redefine what a home could be, not a place tied to one plot of land, but a vessel for a life itself. They called it the MA House, MA as in movement and architecture, and maybe a little bit of madness too. The structure is simple at first glance, just 23 square meters, but it holds more vision than most mansions, built on a trailer. It's a timber frame wrapped in withering steel. Nothing flashy, nothing fake, just smart, sustainable, honest design. And yet, it moves literally. This house can be transported anywhere, no strings attached. It's autonomy, it's flexibility, it's freedom. I used to think freedom meant square footage, a yard, a mortgage. But standing in front of something like this makes you question everything. What if we didn't have to settle down to feel at home? What if architecture could adapt to us, not the other way round? The team behind the MA House isn't a firm. It's a laboratory of dreamers, students, architects, digital fabricators, pushing boundaries. They didn't just design a house. They prototyped a new way of living, a home that's self-sufficient, powered by the sun, collecting its own water. It listens to the land instead of fighting it. I imagine the first person to live here waking up surrounded by pine trees one day, and parked by a vineyard the next, reading a book under the skylight, cooking with the doors wide open. No neighbors, no noise, just the rhythm of nature and the comfort of space that moves with you. Sure, not everyone can or wants to live like this, but that's not the point. The point is to ask, how much space do we really need to feel alive? Sometimes a house doesn't need to last forever to matter. Sometimes it just needs to breathe. This is mini living. Breathe. Not a home in the traditional sense, but a bold idea turned into architecture. Designed by Sewell and unveiled during Milan Design Week. It's not a retreat in the forest or a luxurious getaway. It's a reaction, a critique. A glimpse into how we might live when space runs out, when air runs thin, and when cities stop growing outward and have no choice but to look inward. Set between two facades in Milan's dense urban fabric, Breathe fits into just 50 square meters. That's it, 50. But instead of walls, it has a translucent skin that filters air and light. Instead of permanence, it has modular parts and a biodegradable structure. This is architecture as performance and protest. Sewell isn't interested in just making things pretty. They're asking questions. What does it mean to feel at home when your city is choking on its own growth? How can architecture respond to climate without becoming a monument to guilt? And can design not just accommodate life, but nurture it? There's no illusion here. It's not pretending to be a villa. It's a scaffold for survival, but it's also gentle, beautiful in its fragility. 6 flexible rooms stacked vertically. A rooftop garden to grow, to reflect and everything. Everything designed to remind you how precious air, light, and water really are. The materials are light, the layers are breathable, and the intention is clear. To imagine living as an active relationship with the planet, not an act of domination. I look at this structure and I think, maybe home isn't a place you own. Maybe it's a place you share. With neighbors, with the city, with the air we all inhale. This isn't just a prototype. It's a provocation. It whispers, you don't need more. You need better. And the future, if we're smart enough, just might look a lot like this. So maybe it's time we rethink what we call a home, not as square footage or property lines, but as a living, breathing response to the world around us. Mini living. Breathe doesn't offer answers. It invites participation. It strips away the unnecessary until only the essentials remain. Light, water, time. Can we design our lives to be that honest? If this made you pause, even for a second, then good. That's the point. Now I'll leave you with the final images, a few quiet moments to breathe, to observe, and maybe, just maybe, to reimagine how you want to live. What if everything you need in life could fit inside a box no larger than a parking space and still feel like home? Tucked away in the dense urban fabric of Tokyo, the 6-Tsubo house by Argentine architects redefines not just what a house is, but what it feels like to live with intention. 6-Tsubo means roughly 20 square meters. That's it for an entire home. But within these tiny walls lives a space so thoughtful, it almost expands when you breathe with it. The client, a woman who lost her previous home in the 2011 earthquake, had one simple request: to live again in the same neighborhood she loved. Not a bigger house, not a fresh start. Just to remain where her memories lived. So the architects responded not with excess, but with empathy. Using a lightweight steel frame and translucent polycarbonate panels, the home glows like a lantern from within. It borrows light, it borrows space, and it borrows beauty from its surroundings. The interior unfolds vertically with a spiraling wooden staircase, and every corner, every level, carries a purpose and a pause. As I look at this house, I wonder how much space we really need, and how much of it we fill just to avoid asking that question. This house is not about sacrifice, it's about clarity. It whispers a new rhythm of living, one in which the walls don't close in, but actually push us closer to ourselves. It may not be for everyone, but perhaps that's the point. In a world rushing toward more, faster, bigger, this home dares to say less, slower, smaller, and maybe better. And maybe that's the real lesson here, that a meaningful life isn't measured in square meters, but in how deeply we inhabit the space we're given. If this little Tokyo home moved something in you, even just a little, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who dreams of living with less, but feeling more. Imagine a home where the ocean breeze whispers through open pavilions, where stone, wood, and copper don't just adorn the architecture but seem to breathe with the landscape. That place is real. It exists on the Kona coast of Hawaii, and it's called Makani Eka Residence. Designed by Walker Warner Architects, Makani Eka is not just a house. It's a meditation, a contemplation of what it means to build in nature, not over it. A careful dance between modern materiality and ancestral respect. This home rises, not in defiance of its surroundings, but as a continuation of them, as if the lava fields, the winds, and the horizon had been waiting for its rival. The house belongs to a couple who envisioned not a fortress, but a retreat, a place of stillness, of connection. They wanted their home to be open yet grounded, elegant yet unpretentious. Their desire was simple, yet profound, a modern shelter that breathes with the land, and that intention resonates in every inch of Makani Eka's design. The name itself, Makani Eka, means the wind that sings, and indeed, it does. The house is composed of low-slung pavilions that follow the natural contours of the site. They open to the ocean views while nestling into the land, shielded by native landscaping. It's a strategy that's both sustainable and poetic, one that tells you, here, architecture is not a statement, it's a whisper. The architects understood that building in Hawaii isn't just about beauty, it's about humility. You can't compete with this landscape, so instead, they collaborated with it. The pavilions are linked by covered walkways, creating framed moments between indoors and outdoors. Light and shadow become architectural elements. The wind is no longer an obstacle, but a guest. The transitions are slow, intentional, and meaningful. Walker Warner Architects brought on Philpotts Interiors and David Whitehomer Associates to help complete the vision. Inside, the palette is calm and tactile. Natural wood, stone, and bronze detailing echo the colors and textures outside. Nothing shouts, nothing pretends. This is luxury not defined by excess, but by restraint, by authenticity. As an architecture student, you must look at this project as a masterclass in restraint and control. Modern materials like steel and glass often seduce us with their power and versatility. But here, we see their softer side. We see that steel can frame a view as delicately as a haiku. That glass can blur the line between shelter and landscape, not erase it. The stone walls, locally sourced and stacked with care, are not just walls, they are gestures of belonging. The copper roofs will patina over time, changing color with the weather, with the years. Just like the lava rocks beneath, these materials tell stories, they evolve, they age gracefully, and that is the core of sincerity in architecture. This home challenges the idea that modernism must be cold or detached. Makani Eka is modern, yes, but it is deeply human. It's tactile, emotional, you feel it. The weight of the stone under your feet, the warmth of the wood as the sun moves, the breeze slipping through the space like a living being. These are not accidents. These are decisions, intelligent, patient decisions. The house doesn't impose, it listens, and in that listening, it earns its place. The owners, through their vision, invited the design team to create a legacy, not just of architecture, but of respect, of stewardship, of learning how to dwell, not just live. Makani Eka reminds us that architecture is not just about form and function. It's about feeling, about harmony, knowing when to speak and when to be silent. It teaches us that luxury lies not in spectacle, but in sincerity. So, if you're an aspiring architect, let this be your lesson. Use the modern tools, the sharp lines, the cutting-edge materials, but never forget the soul of the place. Never forget the task. What does this site need? What does this house want to say? What does the land remember? Because in the end, the best architecture doesn't try to impress, it tries to belong, and Marconi Eka belongs. If this story moved you, if it made you think differently about how we build, then share it. Let it ripple through design studios and conversations. Like the wind that sings across this Hawaiian coast, let this home whisper something new to your architectural. In the heart of Los Angeles, the axolotl housing by U2 challenges conventional notions of multifamily living. This 7-unit apartment complex, completed in 2023, draws inspiration from historical housing models like bungalow courts and dingbat apartments, creating a hybrid that respects the past while addressing present-day housing needs. The building's design emphasizes community and individuality. Alternating panels and openings in the common access corridor foster a sense of shared space. Moving away from the typical dark and uninviting double-loaded corridors, each unit benefits from ample natural light and ventilation, with large floor-to-ceiling sliding doors that blur the line between indoor and outdoor living. Material honesty is at the core of this project. The facade features a distinctive pink timber siding, a departure from conventional multifamily housing norms, paired with grey plaster. This choice not only adds character, but also reflects the building's structural system, a hybrid of timber and steel. These materials are left exposed where possible, showcasing their natural textures and aging processes. The axolotl housing also addresses broader urban issues. Developed under Los Angeles' transit-oriented communities talk incentive program, the project reduces parking requirements. Encouraging the use of public transportation, this approach allowed for the inclusion of 7 apartments instead of the typical 4, without the need for a costly underground parking structure. This project serves as a lesson in balancing aesthetics, functionality, and social responsibility. It demonstrates that thoughtful design can create affordable, sustainable, and community-oriented housing solutions for architecture students. The axolotl housing is a testament to the power of material honesty and the importance of designing with both people and the environment in mind. As we reflect on this project, we're reminded that architecture is not just about creating structures, but about shaping communities and experiences. The axolotl housing invites us to consider how our designs can foster connection, respect context, and embrace authenticity. If this exploration of the axolotl housing has sparked your interest, consider delving deeper into projects that challenge norms and prioritize sincerity in design. Engage with spaces that not only serve their inhabitants, but also contribute positively to their surroundings. For more insights into innovative architectural solutions, explore our curated list of projects that exemplify these principles. What if the tiniest building on the landscape could carry the loudest message about design? Tucked into the rolling hills of Mudgee, New South Wales, a solitary hut stands defiantly against the wind. It's not large, it's not loud, But Gawthorne's hut by Cameron Anderson Architects is a masterclass in clarity, humility, and architectural storytelling. This isn't just a holiday home. It's a quiet rebellion. The project was commissioned by a couple looking to expand their ecotourism retreat on an off-grid farm. They didn't want luxury. They wanted honesty. A place where guests could connect to the land, to themselves, and to a slower kind of time. In an era obsessed with more, they asked for less, but better. And so, Anderson delivered a 40-square-meter form that looks like it was plucked from the pages of an architectural fable, clad entirely in weathering steel. The hut mimics the shape of a fallen rural shed, sloping downward with deliberate asymmetry. It's a poetic nod to the decaying agrarian structures that surround it, a ruin reimagined, a ghost made habitable. Inside, everything is essential. Nothing is excessive. A bed, a bath, a table. Sunlight spills through tall glass panes. The warmth of timber softens the steel exterior. Every view is framed like a painting, carefully curated to honor the horizon. Even the solar panels aren't an afterthought. They're integrated into the roof form, like scales on the back of a living organism. And this is where the real lesson begins, because too often we talk about sustainability as a checklist. Solar panels, check. Recycled materials, check. But here, sustainability is not added. It's embedded. It's the starting point, not the afterthought. Gawthorne's hut doesn't pretend to be more than it is, and that's precisely what makes it powerful. There's no marble, no steel glass drama, no showmanship, and yet it evokes emotion. Because it's architecture with intention. It doesn't scream for attention, but it rewards those who are willing to listen. It's a reminder that materials don't need to be polished to be meaningful, that weathering steel, often used in infrastructure, can feel warm if given the right context. That small can be spacious when you're designing with light and shadow. Instead of square meters, that authenticity always outlasts trends. To any architecture student watching this, remember, restraint is not a weakness, it's a skill. And in Gawthorne's hut, that skill becomes a shelter, a sanctuary, a statement. The next time you sketch, don't ask yourself what more you can add. Ask yourself what you can let go of, and what truth remains. What if a house could teach you to see light as a material and silence as a design decision? Nestled in the lush outskirts of Belén de Escobar, Argentina, the golf house by BAM, architecture isn't just a home. It's a meditation, too. 454-square-foot retreat for a businessman whose greatest luxury isn't marble or gold. It's the rhythm of a golf swing and the stillness of nature. From the street, the house is a fortress. A monolithic concrete base shields the interior, offering privacy and a sense of grounded permanence. But step inside, and the architecture dissolves. Walls open, light pours in. The structure becomes a frame for the landscape, not a barrier to it. This duality, heavy and light, closed and open, isn't accidental. It's a deliberate exploration of contrasts. The architects sculpted the home to respond to its surroundings, a golf course and a man-made lagoon that feel anything but artificial. Nature isn't just a backdrop here, it's an active participant in the design. A wide volume floats atop the concrete base, serving as a serene viewpoint. From this elevated perch, the horizon unfolds, inviting contemplation. It's not just about seeing the landscape. It's about feeling connected to it. Inside, the journey is choreographed. Skylights at the entrance introduce subtle light, guiding you through spaces where illumination intensifies, culminating in expansive views of the golf course. Light isn't just a feature, it's the main material, shaping the atmosphere and guiding the experience. Materials are honest and unadorned. Raw concrete, warm wood, transparent glass. There's no pretense, no unnecessary embellishment. This simplicity requires confidence. A belief that authenticity and restraint can create profound beauty. Sustainability seamlessly integrated, the home's orientation captures natural light and promotes cross-ventilation, reducing reliance on artificial systems. A green roof with native vegetation insulates the interior, mitigates temperature fluctuations, and contributes to the local ecosystem. Sustainability here isn't a checklist, it's a philosophy. For architecture students, the golf house is a masterclass in thoughtful design. It demonstrates how simplicity, when executed with intention, can create spaces that are both functional and poetic. It's a reminder that architecture isn't about imposing form upon a site, but about engaging in a dialogue with it. In a world where architecture often seeks to impress through complexity, the golf house stands as a testament to the power of simplicity. It invites us to consider, what if the most profound designs are those that listen, that respond, that exist in harmony with their surroundings? So, next time you approach a design, ask yourself, not what can I add, but what can I reveal? What truths can I uncover by embracing simplicity, by honoring the site, by letting light and space speak for themselves? Because sometimes the most impactful architecture doesn't shout, it whispers.